Hey everyone, welcome to Reality TV News Update, the place where we bring you the latest updates, fun moments, and behind-the-scenes stories you won't want to miss. Dancing with the Stars aired the season 34 finale on Tuesday, November 25th, 2025, and any one of the finalists could have won. They were also immensely deserving, but only one could take home the Len Goodman Mirrorball trophy. So, who reigned supreme when all of the votes were counted at the end of DWTS? Keep reading for more details. And the winner is... Season 34 of Dancing with the Stars has been filled with so much talent. Elaine Hendricks came in and knocked everyone off their feet. She was hospitalized and missed a week, but still was able to make it through based on rehearsal footage and fan love alone. Andy Richter was so beloved that his heart and weekly improvement helped keep him around far longer than anyone expected. Whitney Levitt was disliked from the beginning, but made it almost to the finale. However, it was her honesty that may have cost her the Mirrorball. Now, it is the night of the finale, and it has come down to Elaine and her partner, Alan Burstyn, as well as Alex Earle and Val Schmerkowski. They are joined by Robert Irwin and Whitney Carson, Dylan Efron, and Daniela Kurakak. Finally, Jordan Childs and Ezra Sosa round out the finalists, and all are very deserving of a win. Alex received a lot of hate from the start, much like Whitney, yet she was able to make it through, and there was a chance she could go all the way. In the end, 5th place went to Elaine and Alan. Coming in 4th place on Dancing with the Stars were Dylan and Daniela. 3rd place went to Jordan and Ezra, and the runner-up was Alex and Val. Finally, the Len Goodman Mirrorball trophy was handed to Robert and Whitney. They were handed it by last season's winners, and it was a decade after his sister Bindi won. Dancing with the Stars fans know who they wanted to win. DWTS fans knew who they wanted to win the moment the finale started. They did an incredible opening number, and viewers headed to social media to share their favorites to take home the win. Robert has to win. Don't fail him. Let's go. Alex and Jordan. Can they all win? I love them all. I don't like choosing. At the end of the day, DWTS fans had a very hard decision to make, but it seems like they were happy. Who did you want to win, and were you happy with the results? Moreover, was there someone who went home earlier in the season that you would have wanted in the finale? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and watch the DWTS holiday special on December 1st. The ballroom lights rose slowly as the final moment of Dancing with the Stars Season 34 arrived. The audience stood on their feet with hearts pounding and hands trembling. Weeks of effort, sweat, joy, and tears had led to this single, breathless pause. 4 finalists stood at center stage, holding hands and waiting for the announcement that would change everything. Confetti cannons were silent but ready. The judges sat forward with quiet smiles. The world seemed to hold its breath. Host Julianne stepped forward with the golden envelope held carefully in both hands. Her voice carried emotion and weight as she reminded everyone how far the finalists had come. Each of them had endured painful rehearsals, late nights, brutal critiques, and moments of doubt. Yet each of them had also discovered strength they never knew they had. Tonight, one pair would leave as champions, and 3 would walk away with pride and heartbreak intertwined. The camera moved across the 4 couples. There was Avery, the rising pop star whose journey had surprised everyone. There was Marcus, the retired athlete who had learned grace after years of power. There was Lena, the viral actress whose elegance captured the audience from week 1. And there was Daniel, the quiet actor who grew from stiff beginner into a performer who moved with fire and soul. Their professional partners stood beside them, eyes glossy with hope and fear. Julianne raised the envelope slightly as the crowd erupted in cheers again. She paused long enough to make every heart in the room race. Then she spoke the words that would echo across screens around the world. The winners of Dancing with the Stars Season 34 are Daniel and his partner, Sophia. For a split second, Daniel did not react at all. His face froze as if his mind could not process the sound of his own name. Then Sophia screamed with pure joy and threw her arms around him. Daniel finally moved and held onto her as if the floor had vanished beneath his feet. Tears streamed down his face as confetti exploded above them in waves of gold and silver light. The audience roared in celebration while the judges leapt to their feet in applause. It was a moment of shock, of release, and of overwhelming triumph. Daniel tried to speak, but his voice failed him at first. He placed a hand over his face as he struggled to breathe through the emotion. Sophia whispered encouragement to him, and slowly he lifted his head. The microphone trembled in his hand. He looked out across the crowd and into the cameras that carried his image to millions. He thanked Sophia first, calling her the teacher who changed his life. He thanked the judges for believing in him when he did not believe in himself. He thanked the fans for voting and for giving him a chance to grow. Then, Sophia took her turn, speaking through tears of joy. She spoke of the long nights in the rehearsal studio when Daniel wanted to give up. She spoke of injuries and mistakes and moments when the pressure felt unbearable. Yet she also spoke of laughter inside the studio at 2 in the morning. She spoke of the power of trust and partnership. She said this trophy belonged to both of them and to everyone who had supported them. The judges each offered their final words. One spoke about how Daniel arrived unsure and fearful in week 1. Another noted how he learned to use movement as language. The final judge praised his courage for taking risks in every performance. Together, they agreed that this victory was earned through growth rather than perfection. The audience responded with another standing ovation as Daniel and Sophia held the Mirrorball trophy high. As the music swelled, the other finalists stepped forward to embrace the winners. There were smiles mixed with tears and hugs filled with respect. Avery whispered congratulations with a bright grin. Marcus patted Daniel on the back with quiet pride. Lena hugged Sophia tightly and told her she would see her on the dance floor again. In that moment, competition faded and only shared experience remained. Behind the scenes, crew members cheered just as loudly as the crowd. Camera operators stepped out from behind their rigs to clap. Producers hugged each other in relief that the season had reached its climactic ending without disaster. After months of preparation, the moment had finally arrived and it could not be repeated. This was the reward for every unseen hour of work. Fans at home flooded social platforms with messages of disbelief and joy. Some admitted they doubted Daniel from the beginning. Others said they had believed in him from the first awkward step. Many shared videos of their families cheering at the television as the winner was announced. Within minutes, Daniel and Sophia became worldwide trending names, and their final dance replayed across countless screens. The story of Daniel's victory became one of the season's strongest narratives. He entered the competition known for dramatic film roles and quiet intensity. Few expected him to thrive in a bright, unpredictable dance contest. Early rehearsals were difficult. His movements were stiff and his confidence was fragile. Week after week, he struggled to balance discipline with freedom. Yet each performance showed growth that viewers could not ignore. Sophia matched his dedication step for step. Her teaching style was firm but compassionate. She celebrated small wins and refused to let mistakes define him. When judges offered harsh critiques, she translated them into challenges instead of failures. Their chemistry developed not through romance but through trust. That trust became visible each time Daniel took a risk on the floor. Audiences saw a man learning to let go of fear and move with feeling. Their final dance in the finale was a contemporary routine built around vulnerability and strength. It told the story of rising after loss and choosing hope over doubt. When the final note played, the room stood in silence for a brief moment before erupting in thunderous applause. Tears filled the eyes of audience members and judges alike. In that instant, many felt that the outcome had already been decided. After the live broadcast ended, Daniel and Sophia retreated backstage where reality finally settled in. The trophy felt heavy in Daniel's hands as he examined its reflection. He laughed in disbelief and said it felt unreal. Sophia leaned against the wall in exhaustion and joy combined. They posed for photos, answered questions, and shared small, private moments of shock and gratitude amid the chaos. In interviews, Daniel reflected on how the competition changed him. He spoke about learning patience with himself. He spoke about learning to fail publicly and continue anyway. He said the show taught him that discomfort can be the path to transformation. Sophia added that seeing her partner evolve reminded her why she became a dancer in the first place. It was not only about performance, but about growth and connection. Season 34 will be remembered for many reasons. It delivered surprise eliminations, emotional breakthroughs, and unforgettable dances. It brought together competitors from different worlds who learned to communicate without words. It challenged them to face fear under bright lights and loud judgment. And in the end, it crowned a winner whose journey reflected the heart of the show. As the confetti settled and the ballroom emptied, the legacy of the season began its quiet journey into memory. Fans would rewatch routines and debate results for years to come. Future contestants would study the dances and dream of standing where Daniel and Sophia stood. The Mirrorball trophy would sit on a shelf as both a reminder of victory and a symbol of everything it took to reach that moment. For Daniel, life would never be quite the same. Opportunities would open and expectations would rise. Yet the most meaningful change would remain invisible to the public. He would carry with him the knowledge that he stepped into fear and emerged stronger. Sophia, too, would move forward with renewed purpose, inspired by what partnership can create. The curtain would eventually rise on another season with new faces and new stories, yet season 34 would hold its place as a chapter defined by growth, resilience, and surprise. The night Daniel and Sophia lifted the Mirrorball would live on as one of those rare moments when effort, doubt, risk, and belief aligned perfectly. And so the story of Dancing with the Stars season 34 ended not simply with a winner, but with a reminder of why people continue to watch year after year. It is not only about perfect steps or flawless scores, it is about watching people change in real time. It is about courage under pressure. It is about the quiet transformation that happens long before the final applause. When the final lights dimmed and the music faded, one truth remained clear. The winner had been announced, the trophy had found its home, and millions of viewers had shared a moment of triumph that would echo far beyond the ballroom floor.